Hey everyone, welcome to Wade's World, your home for everything Deadpool. This is the Deadpool podcast. I am Phil, and with me as always is...
Hey guys, it's Lilith.
So we're going to talk about Deadpool number 1. Which Deadpool number 1, you may ask? First one from his first ongoing series in cover date. Yeah, January 1997.
January 10th to be exact.
Ooh.
Only because I'm looking dead at it, so don't worry. It's called Paradigm Lost. It was written by, Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness.
I thought it was called Hey, It's Deadpool. We'll get to all the X-Force and the New Mutants 98 and everything, but I don't know, I kind of want to start it here because, one, I knew I'd had it, and two, this is where I started with Deadpool. This is where I began reading. Picked up number 1 and I just fell in love with the character.
Ooh, I think it was Cable and Deadpool, number...
That was a good series, and we will get to it.
So much Deadpool. I can't wait till we get to at least 65 when one of my faves, Gail Simone, takes over. And she's what most people like about Deadpool with the little yellow boxes.
Yes.
Where do you want to start with this one?
I guess we started at the beginning. Just him in the jungle doing voiceover. You would think in his head, but no, the guys he's tracking can hear him.
He's just that good of a mercenary. He's not worried about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, the good old days when he had his own personal teleporter in his belt buckle.
Shout out to Sasquatch. I was like, really? They dug that one up?
Well, I think around this time, didn't they, reboot? Didn't they have an Alpha Flight book out around the same time?
Exactly. They did. I looked it up.
Cross-promotion, Lilith.
I know. Marvel is good at that. I will give him that. But I love when Sasquatch has his head in his hand and Deadpool's like, if you don't let me go, I'm going to lick your hands.
Yeah. I guess it's just for the sake of comedy, but I'm sure it probably started in either New Mutants or X-Force, but it's he has a teleporter, he has an image inducer.
Overkill, buddy. Overkill.
Like I said, I think it's just more for the sake of the joke than anything.
You mean he has a boom too? Oh wait, wrong franchise.
Yeah, Miss DC.
I'm just being facetious. That is all.
And is this the first appearance of Blind Al?
I know it's the first appearance of Jimmy. I don't know about Blind Al.
Because I know there was 2 miniseries before this, and I know Weasel was in them, but I don't think Blind Al was in them. If not the first, it's one of the first appearances, I think.
Is this going to be the Constantine debate?
Ah!
She was in the corner. One of those issues. But we don't count that.
Although technically you don't know if this is her first appearance because, the way they wrote her, I guess they hinted around that she might have known Steve Rogers back in World War II, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Probably point to some young chippy and be like, that's her! Giant.
Cover. I don't know about this cover, though. It's this is how you know it was, in the 90s, because it's first first edition collector's issue right on the cover to let you know.
Uh-huh.
At least it wasn't holographic foil.
Oh, if they would have known how popular, 20 years from now, if they knew how popular he was, this would have been hologram.
Totally.
Gatefold hologram. 20 different covers.
I don't know. I will say this isn't my favorite art style for Deadpool. Kind of makes me feel like I'm reading G.I. Joe a little bit this first issue.
Maybe it's just nostalgia, but I did like the art on this. But I can see what you mean. It's kind of cartoony.
Yeah, which is fine. Just that's what it makes me think of when I read this issue. It's
just
this must be the G.I. Joe run.
Just oversized fingers and...
Exactly. This is some Batman 66 sound effects right here. It was fun. It sucked you in right away, though. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think another one of my favorite parts is where he's getting paid and he looks at the money.
Oh, yeah. Because it wasn't real currency yet. Yes.
He's like, gather round, people. I got something to say.
But I think this is he was just a mercenary before, and he still is kind of here. But this is what's kind of started him on his journey to a hero.
Yeah. Getting
your own ongoing series, but I know. Just even in the end of the book, we get the mysterious figures, and there's
welcome to Hell House.
Or no, at the end, he's talking to what's her name's from what's the name of that company? Landu.
Oh yeah, Landu Luck and whatever.
Lake and yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like Deadpool has a destiny.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
But I want to come up with funny titles for each episode, so I'm thinking with Sasquatch, this one might just be like the big hairy thing.
The one with Sasquatch.
No!
No Prince titles.
The big hairy thing, or Deadpool #1.
I like it. Oh, and also, I agree. I mean, just once, I'd like to sit down at Denny's and plan an assassination over French slam breakfast. Definitely. Or Eaton Park, whatever.
Like we did last Sunday. See, Lilith Hellfire's idea of a good time. Food and a murder plot.
Yep, can't go wrong with that.
You kids and your fancy toys. Back in our day, all you needed to have fun was a good meal and a murder plot.
To quote Supernatural, kids today with their sexting and their murder.
But yeah, and then Deadpool diving into the big tank of radioactive goodies that he was trying to bomb.
Gamma radiation.
Gamma radiation, remember that, people. What it's going to come back to bite him on the butt.
Yes, it will.
Oh, and what did you think? Well, we didn't know much about him at this point, but what about the villain, T-Ray?
It seems so generic, right?
Yeah, and they did some weird, wacky things with him over the years. It's like, at one point he was the real Wade Wilson, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, I hated that.
But I guess we should I don't know, I was thinking about we should talk about this podcast somewhat, because last episode was the first episode, but it was kind of like a special one, because it was just, we were all in the same room. You, me, Charlie, we did the commentary. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're going to talk Deadpool here, but we're just any wacky thing that comes into our heads, we're going to just toss at you, like Lilith wants to break that's gonna be like our fourth wall breaking episodes. Lilith wants to talk about some of Ryan Reynolds' movies.
There's so many.
Yeah, so you might get totally unrelated Deadpool movie reviews. Hopefully, we won't keep
as long as they start Ryan Reynolds. And by the way, our goal is to have him on this podcast. So
yes,
he's our mascot.
We should bombard.
Or should we get a Sharpay? I like puppies, but I think I like Ryan Reynolds just a little bit more than puppies.
I bet you do. We should bombard him every day on social media. Come on our podcast.
We'll get there. It's an odd way to introduce Deadpool to people who maybe hadn't been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I understand, because like I said, this was like my first issue and intro in the Deadpool, but I've gone back, and I mean, he had 2 miniseries at this point. He had been in New Mutants and X-Force, so I'm assuming they kind of assumed most people had seen him before.
But if you're not a fan of Mutant, you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, I had read the X-Men books, and I had picked up a few X-Forces here and there, but I don't know. Once I opened this, it's just the humor. I just remember I was like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. And I think they had a lot of freedom because they were pretty sure they were going to get canceled. So they just and it kind of shows that they just do what they want in this book for the first 12 issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's unless you're, like you said, unless you're reading one certain mutant book, you really didn't know Deadpool. But yes, kids, it's true. Back in the day, Deadpool wasn't a household word like he is now.
But I don't know. They set it up pretty good. Mm-hmm. They kept me guessing. The second issue is better, but it does have this particular type ongoing does have its peaks and its valleys.
Yes. Well, like you said, I don't know how much of a plan they had at this point, but
unpopular opinion, I like when Christopher Priest.
It wasn't bad. I don't know if I liked it as much as the Kelly run, but it wasn't bad.
I think if you didn't have that Christopher Priest, Gail Simone wouldn't have had the. You know what I mean? Wouldn't have been able to make that character come together between Joe Kelly's vision and Christopher Priest's vision, which is, I think, is what, when she came in, how she, melded that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and since you like the Gail Simone run, are we going to hit some Agent X, too? For those of you who don't know, it was the man who thought he was Deadpool.
That I did like.
Yeah, that was good.
What else can we talk about with this issue? Oh, did you have a favorite panel?
What, my favorite G.I. Joe panel?
One of those dudes looked like a Sonic, what was the Sonic the Hedgehog's villain's name? That one guy looks like him.
Oh, the short dude at Hell House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kept hearing the sounds of collecting the golden rings every time I saw his face. Dr. Robotnik. Boom! Haven't played that game in 20 years.
I love the splash pages, so my favorite's probably page 2 when he's running from the gunfire.
I think my favorite is the little girl ringing the doorbell.
And Blind Owl scaring her.
Yeah, exactly. That was great.
And you got Weasel. So if you like the movie, you would like this, Joe Kelly's first run on Deadpool.
Definitely.
I know you said this style wasn't like your cup of tea, but I don't know. Like I said, it must be nostalgia.
You have to remember in context, though, that it was 1997.
Yeah. I mean, I like it, but maybe that, you always remember your first fondly.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Oh, that's an episode right there.
A lot of scientific shenanigans going on as well.
Yes.
Tone that down.
Well, at least for the it came into play a couple issues from now. But overall, what do you?
Are we doing thumbs up since it's Marvel?
Whatever you want to do.
I guess we'll keep it in the Marvel tradition and do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, what's a thumbs up for me then?
Thumbs up for me.
And I was also thinking for this podcast, just things that we think are ridiculous or annoying, like, I don't know.
Like Marvel getting rid of their digital codes.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Not Harley Quinn wacky.
Nah, we'll keep the Beaver jokes to a minimum.
Promise?
Try my best.
So, what is our social media?
Any thoughts? Just, I was gonna say Deadpool stuff, anything you want us to review, just weird. We're gonna get to everything eventually, but just weird, wacky stuff in general.
Favorite Ryan Reynolds movies.
Yeah, favorite Ryan Reynolds movies. What do you want to see? What do you want us to review? I personally want to do Waiting. Oh,
Yes.
You know what else we could review?
What?
Blade 3.
Yes, I was just thinking that too. I like the Blade trilogy, so whatever.
And it's Marvel, so hey.
Exactly.
Oh, we might have to get another three-way game with Professor Esser for that.
Yes, that is a must.
But yeah, and just besides Deadpool, any I don't know, just things you think are weird or funny or whatever in pop culture itself, just get a hold of us. And how do you do that, you ask? Why, it's simple. You could email us at wadesworldpod@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, so like us there, Wade's World, the Deadpool podcast, and
Wait. Wade's World Pod? Is that all one word, Philip?
Yeah, Wade's World Pod. No spaces. And our Twitter is at Wade's World Pod. So please, we want to talk to you. Hell, knock jokes. Send us anything. It's Deadpool. Lilith, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfighter, or pretty much anywhere on the social media sphere at Adventures in FG. I also have a website, so please go to it and check it out, adventuresinfanbuilding.com. Comment, like, share the articles, leave me suggestions. I do it for you. So give me some feedback. Hello?
As for me, you can always get a hold of me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. All over the Nuff Said feed here, usually with Charlie Esser on Marvel, All New Marvel Roundup and Super Connectivity. So again, send your thoughts. I know you're listening, Kenneth Smyson and Stockton Piner and probably Kevin Long. Send us your thoughts and check out the other podcast, Legends of DC, with me and Lilith and our friends, and Before the Bat, and Channel 52. I think that's everywhere we're at. All right, Rob, hit the music.